been a lot of ship online about Nick and Alandrea. What are your thoughts on it? I see it. I think if they get together, it's endgame. But I
No.
don't think he'd do that to Taylor.
Oh,
Taylor would
hate
have
it.
to back off.
I hate it. I hate that for Alandrea. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. Make sure to
Like
comment
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching.
Welcome back to BachMakers, presented by Good Time Media. I am Michael. That's Wyatt, and this is week 2 of Love Island USA season 7 recap BachMaker edition. So yeah, we got a lot to get in. We got a lot
So
to get
much.
this week. So we're gonna go over just a quick recap of the week, just in general, and then we'll kind of deep dive couple by couple, event by event, and then kind of make some predictions for next week. So I guess yeah, quick recap. We started off the week, Whips and Chains party. That's when
Wow.
Pepe, Jalen, and Iris came. Yeah, that was only 5 days ago as of
Wow.
today. 5 days ago. That was Thursday of last week. Um, and then there was a major recoupling shakeup. America voted to split up 3 couples on Friday night. And then Sunday night, that got announced. And we had the big Huda and Jeremiah got split up. Oh no. Iris is kind of stuck with that. Obviously, Pepe was with Hannah, and Jalen was with Alandrea, which meant Taylor, Charlie, and Huda were vulnerable. And then they had to vote, and Charlie was sent home.
Charlie. No, Charlie.
After they magically recoupled the day of I want to say the rose ceremony, the recoupling. And then Huda and Jeremiah had a ginormous fallout. I think that is very apparent. And then tonight we just kind of had a door recoupling where they did like you can close or open your door, or you can unlock your door for one person, and you can only open the door for one person, which is a weird mind game dynamic. And then obviously from that, Huda is single, and also Jalen, and everybody picks to save Huda because she's a day one OG, I guess, or because she's mentally insane and they want the chaos. Whatever works. Jalen gets sent home. And so, yeah, that's kind of a quick recap of the big events, I think, that happened. Did I miss anything huge? I don't
No.
think I missed anything huge.
No, I think that's it. There's a couple. There's the triple date at some point. Was that yesterday?
That was
Nothing.
pretty
Nothing.
boring.
It was a nothing
That
burger.
nothing
I'm
substantial.
glad we didn't
Like
even mention it in the recap. Nothing happened there.
that
I
was
I
it was
just
just
want
a
to.
quick 5 minute conversation with each person, and we got a little like rubbing oil on
Oh yeah, no.
each other. But
Literally, I will never think about that again. Doesn't matter. I want to say that amidst this entire week, the Sunday to Monday episodes, the back-to-back 1-2 of the Charlie decision followed by the Hurricane Huda
yeah,
has to be the best entertainment-wise reality TV experience I have had to date. And I've had time to sit with it. I really think, again, now let me say this. I want to put it up there in context of other reality TV episodes that I have watched. I have not watched Love Island before. So this is my first immersive experience into this world, my first experience of like us actually interacting and having an impact, America voting and seeing that play out on screen. So I'm a newbie in that term. So maybe I am being a little over, or maybe I'm a little bit of prisoner in the moment. But when I say Sunday night and they are doing the vote reveal, the high of oh my gosh, America just pulled a bit basically collectively. Like we all collectively just like let's just do a bit on Huda and Jeremiah. And I was like,
is
hell
this
yeah.
is this fucking play about us?
Yeah. It was
When
incredible.
they talk about us, it's sick that we get like
Yes.
you feel part of the drama, which is kind of again like a really weird, fucked up concept to be
Yes.
like part of their lives. But at the same time, it makes it so much more entertaining.
It's very Black Mirror, and it really just it threw me off a little bit. But that moment, I was riding the high of like, oh my gosh, America, we did it. And to be honest, couldn't even vote. I was at a wedding on Friday, so I didn't watch it live, so I didn't even vote. But anyways, that happens. I'm like, hell yeah, America, this is fun. We're part of it. And then immediately facing the consequences of those actions where Charlie, who I like really I've never been so upset about someone leaving a reality TV show than that. And I don't know how. Because I'm like,
Oof.
I didn't realize I cared that much about Charlie until he left. And I was like, wait, I don't want to see him go. It's because you spend every night with him. You're literally spending every single night with this man. And then they're like, I'm never gonna see him again.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
crazy. It's
it's
crazy.
it's it's very different watching Love Island than watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. When people go home at like hometowns, yeah, you've got to know them for what, like 6, 7 I didn't even mean to do that. Like 6, 7 episodes, and then they go. That's once a week. That's an episode once a week. We've already had Charlie for what, 10? It's
Yeah.
been 2 weeks, right? So
Yeah.
pretty much 10, 11 episodes right in a row. Yeah, you spend every single day with them. It's still kind of a weird concept to say out loud. But then, yeah, you see him go. I mean, can you imagine the ones later in the season? They're gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt, Wyatt. The
I
ones
can't.
that you
That's
grow to love, it's gonna really hurt.
I know. That's what
Um,
like I realized because the first time where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to say goodbye to these people. I want to put it in context. I would put it on if we're gonna Mount Rushmore it, I would put it up there with Colton's fence jump episode of The Bachelor, and then Peter Weber's finale for The Bachelor is still one of the most insane live things I've ever seen. And the fact that that is live maybe puts it above this, and we'll see how the rest of the season shakes out. But in the moment, I was like, this is why we play this game. This is why
mhm.
we watch reality TV. This is
Yeah,
it.
it's really cool. The dynamic of America voting, again, like we said, it's really messed up, but gets you more intrigued. And at the same time, I kind of compare it to what if you could do it with sports? You know, because I love watching live TV and I love watching sports. And what if you could just like go on an app and vote, oh, we should sub in TJ McConnell for the whole fourth quarter? Or, oh, you can vote to trade this one player off another team. That's wild. Isn't that it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it is kind of a competition and it's kind of a entertainment show, right? The NBA is entertainment at the end of the day. So I had that comparison in my head and I was like, that's something.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
what I thought of.
it's a version of gambling because you don't know how they will react and you don't know what the consequences of those actions will be. So you're voting, and we can't overlook the fact that America all collectively chose the most diabolical route. We just together were like, this is going to
Mhm.
mess things up. And I want to ask you, does that always happen? Is America always choosing like the messiest situation, or sometimes they put love first?
I don't really remember too much. Like I didn't vote at all. I didn't have the app last year. And I watched it, but like I was always behind. Like I never got up to speed
Okay.
with the live like day by day. Like I started when it was about this time last year, I started episode 1. And so
Okay.
I had, I was really behind. And if when you get behind, it's hard to catch back up because there's
Yeah.
just so much content to cover.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, yeah, we did choose the most diabolical path. At the same time, we see it differently than they see it. Obviously, this is reality TV. It's
Mhm.
produced, it's edited, and so we're seeing a different thing than the people in the villa. That's why a lot of people were surprised. But Alandrea, she kind of clocked it. She was like, "America's seeing something like we don't see, or like America sees something different." Um, so that
Well,
was
Huda
that's
well,
kind of
Huda
cool.
saw that too, but she misinterpreted it. Huda was like, America must see a side of Jeremiah that I'm not seeing, so he must
Mhm.
be doing me dirty or like not be into this
Well,
because
Huda likes to play the victim. Huda
well, but
likes to
like
play.
I think put yourself in that shoes. Like you don't want to assume you're the hated one in the relationship.
True.
So like,
Yeah.
why would she assume that?
And then she just asked Jeremiah, "Oh, you think America hates me? Oh my, yeah, they do."
But like you don't think that way because you're in it. Like you have no
Yeah,
idea what is coming across, and the fact
that
that what we're watching is like happening 2 to 3 days prior is
yeah.
so insane to me.
It was a little bit different of a situation, but last year you obviously didn't watch, but they painted Leah, who you know Leah, like from Love
Yeah.
Island. She's huge now, right? Just blew up
Mhm.
hella. But they painted her out to be kind of the villain, right? And Huda's definitely getting like the villain edit in this first couple weeks. But it absolutely completely backfired, and America took it as this chick's just iconic. Like she's not a villain, she's just freaking awesome. And then they had to kind of change. They can change how they edit it in the future to kind of I don't know, go based off of what America is reacting to it. That's the crazy part about filming something live, like in the summer and filming it day by day, that you can just change it however it goes. And that's what makes, I think, the reality TV, the possibility of it being so great. Like we had Sunday that was fire, Monday that was fire, even today that was still some crazy shit that happened. And like producers are seeing the feedback and they're probably changing their ways, you know. But yeah, no, the last 3 days were pretty fire. But let's get into
it.
Let's hop into the couples. I want to start with Hannah and Charlie and Pepe triangle. We can kind of quickly go over this. We already talked. Obviously, Charlie leaves. Pepe comes in, kind of has like a initial connection with Hannah. I would say, you know, like they seem to be flirting. And America saw it. That's why we voted for Hannah with Pepe, because we saw the flirting. And then after the voting was closed, Sunday, they make up. And it's like, oh, Hannah and Charlie, they're all buddy-buddy now. And then, boom, it gets announced. Then Charlie's gone. And then Hannah doesn't really say sorry to Charlie when it was kind of her fault that Charlie left, in a sense.
Yeah, so because my viewing experience, I didn't get to watch Friday night. I was at a wedding. I watched Friday and Saturday back to back. So when Sunday happened, I was even more shocked at America's vote, because I didn't vote after, because I understand America seeing that Pepe, Hannah stuff right away and then having to vote right after that. I get why they voted that way. But for me, I saw them almost all back to back, so I didn't have that cliffhanger, which is insane to put that much like
pressure on that vote.
And like the fact that the producers can really like shape the vote, the way they leave an episode. Like if you leave if you save that bit for the beginning of the next episode, there's no way it's Pepe and Hannah.
Yeah, and then they kind of, you know, on Sunday's episode, they edit it into a way that's like, man, this storyline of like Charlie and Hannah's coming back, but we already know the vote, and Charlie's probably going to be gone because I'm sure they're going to save somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, that's wild. I guess not too much more. I mean, Pepe, what do you think of him? Like, what's your initial thoughts on him? He doesn't seem like, I didn't like the interaction in the kitchen with Charlie. Remember when he was kind of like, oh, like we're gonna hang out in the kitchen, bud. Like, can you like go?
Yeah.
And he was making guac for the whole group. Charlie's just chilling there making guac, being a good guy, and he's like, I'm gonna talk to your girl in the kitchen. Can you leave?
Yeah, I don't love Pepe. I do think he's more likely to leave that couple than Hannah is. Hannah is more likely to stay and like actually be into Pepe, where Pepe feels like he was just looking for a chance to stay, and that's his chance to stay, and he kind of got lucky. I don't know. Jury's still out on Pepe because he has given me a little bit where I'm like, maybe he's a good guy, but I get very like frat guy douchebag vibes a little bit. Like that's unfair, but because
he's actually a Division I basketball player. So.
He is D1 basketball player. I don't know. Jury's still out for Pep. I haven't made a decision. Can we talk a little bit more about the Charlie removal and the voting of all that? Because that 5 minutes where as soon as they announced that the Islanders were going to vote for which of the three was going to go home, and immediately Amaya bawling, no, and then Charlie just clocks in. He goes, I got to go to work. All right, listen, lads, we just had the best.
Please save me.
Like you guys don't understand the connection we have. Like it was. Oh my gosh!
It was cringe. It's cringe. It was cringe. Watching Charlie up there like pleading for his stay. It was giving Big Brother. It was giving Big Brother like the show, obviously, but it was kind of cringe. Everybody didn't want to hear it. It's not going to actually impact their decision. It's just going to make them feel even worse when they don't pick Charlie. It's just tough all around.
I think coming straight off that chat that him and Hannah had, where it felt like, oh my gosh. Like, I thought if they survived, I'm like, these two could win this thing. The way they have, like, they separated, Pepe happens, and they came back together. Like, that conversation was, like, the most real, genuine connection I feel like we've seen.
Yeah.
And then immediately getting voted off, I fell for the speech when he was like confessing, like, listen, you guys don't understand. We just had this connection. I fell for it. So I was really upset when he ultimately left. Do we think that's it for him?
I mean, obviously, Hannah's with Pepe now, and not less than 24 hours after, Hannah's already making out with Pepe again. She seemed to move on pretty quick, even though she was crying with his pictures on the bed. Like,
So funny.
a little dramatic. I have heard that in Love Island UK one season, they a similar situation happened where like it was kind of like, oh shoot, maybe gone too soon kind of thing, and they brought that person back in Casa Amor. Do you know about Casa Amor?
Yes, we've talked about it.
We talked about. Yeah, will they bring it? So like, if maybe Hannah and Pepe are going strong, possibly bringing Charlie back for Casa. See if Hannah like either sticks back with Pepe or goes back with Charlie. I could see them doing that. It would be a long shot. I don't know. I think it's a low probability it happens, but it would kind of be cool to spice things up if they don't have any other plans for Casa more.
Yeah, I hope so. I
Um,
like Charlie, but we'll see.
Yeah, and while we're talking about that decision where Charlie got voted off, we can kind of segue into the other person that it was kind of between, besides Huda, the other person that was just there, Taylor, who it was really Austin's fault that Charlie left because Austin voted for Taylor, not Charlie, and didn't vote with the guys, right? Because the guys vote and the girls vote, which will always lead to ties. So I don't know what they would do if that came down to that. I'm sure it will happen, but Taylor, let's be real. Taylor was the vote. It made the most sense if Taylor was voted
Yeah.
out that night.
Yeah,
His connection was the weakest there. And you can say all that you want about Huda and Jeremiah and how they're toxic, but maybe things are actually good there. Taylor and Alandrea, I really don't see it. They seem like great friends, but I guess tonight we saw a little bit
Yeah.
more with them.
But
Hannah
at
seems
that
to be
point,
back, but
Taylor was the vote. Taylor was
yeah,
the vote at that point.
yeah.
So I don't. People are blaming Austin, but his vote makes sense on paper, but also I think he was just voting there to throw away his vote and not have any pressure on him. And I think that
But in a sense, to throw it away, that is the like that's
but
not the pressure
put
on
all
him.
the pressure on Amaya.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same, I mean, and Amaya, who right before the recoupling, she was just like, no, Hannah's my best friend. Like, I'm not going to even flirt with you or have a chat with you because Hannah's my best friend. So instead, I'm just going to vote you off the island because you're my
Yeah.
best friend's boyfriend. So get out of here.
Insane.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Crazy.
I have a theory
Respect
about
it, though.
Amaya. I think she in her head thinks she's like the star or the main character of this season. The way Ace treated her and she kind of stood her ground there. I think she thinks that's like a me moment, even though like we don't love Amaya either. We just Ace was an asshole there.
Dude, I
And
think
then
people do
and
like
in that
Amaya.
moment, I don't understand that. If there are Amaya lovers out there, I'm not an Amaya hater. I'm not an Amaya hater, but I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't see the vision. I don't see the vision. The voice
The
gets
voice, the
the
voice
voice.
does. The
Oh,
voice pissed me off a little bit, but I'm coming around on Amaya. I think she's been a nice girl's girl. Since that little
since voting
mishap,
off.
that one day that she had, like she kind of crashed out. That was crazy, and the whole voting off your best friend's boyfriend, that was kind of crazy. But
Other than that,
other than everything she's done so far, she's coming around. She's
okay,
coming around on me.
okay,
Um, but yeah, Alandrea and
Taylor.
Taylor, their connection was all right. Jalen was brought in as bombshell. Jalen they were just like, hey, Alandrea likes Southern men. Let's find a dude from a hometown of like 50 people in Bama or whatever, and hopefully Alandrea hits it off with him. And it seems to go still just friendly vibes. I don't know what Alandrea is waiting for or who she's really looking for, but I don't know.
It sounds or it felt like this. It felt like Taylor and Olandria were stuck on the start menu. And then the producers were like, we got to get this thing going. We're going to give you an easy first level, Jalen. You can beat Jalen. Like, you two can
Yeah,
survive Jalen. Can they
that's facts.
survive another level? I don't know. But they had to do something to like pick up the pace. And Jalen was their like Kickstarter to like, all right, let's maybe start developing this relationship more. That's all
Yeah,
it felt like.
yeah, and I hope the relationship does develop. I mean, I don't like in general how there's so much like pressure on guys doing like these little 5 minute dates in the morning for their girl. That seems outrageous. It's like, oh, it's so cute and little nice. There's 24 hours in the day, goddamn. Like, we don't need to worry about doing a 5 minute yoga session directed by Austin. Like, that's so sweet that he did that for me. Shut up. Like, no, it's not. Like, that's not that impressive. Like, have some deep, meaningful conversations, get to know the person. It's just like, I don't know. You're also trapped in a villa, so I guess there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. There seems like there's so much talk about those little small dates that just seems a little bit blown out of proportion. And Shelly talks about them all the time, but
Mhm.
I mean, Alandrea and Jalen, yeah, I guess didn't really work out. Taylor, I guess we'll see.
I'm still
Um,
holding out hope for Taylor. I think there's a chance him and Alandrea figure it out. I really
yeah,
because I think that they both kind of feel like these slow burn type of people, and I don't know. I think they're heading in the right direction. I really do.
I mean, there is that rumor that Taylor literally has a girlfriend, and someone like
Haven't
said,
seen that.
yeah, it's pretty big. I don't know if it's true or not, but has a girlfriend, and there was a screenshot that he went on the show strictly to help his modeling career. So I don't know if it's true or not.
Taylor's modeling career.
Yeah,
Oh, out of those two, Alandrea needs the modeling career.
I think she's already a model though. Like Taylor needs the help. um, but now that we're talking about Landria, so at the beaver, not the beaver date, like the wood chop game
Hmm.
date, whatever challenge, she was kissing everybody. She was
Yeah.
kissing everybody, but there was one kiss that was a little bit, well, two kisses that were a little bit different. The first one, Nick. And there's been a lot of ship online about Nick and Alandria. What are your thoughts on it? I see it. I see it. I think if they get together, it's endgame. But I
No.
don't think he'd do that to Taylor. I don't think he'd do
Oh,
that to Taylor. Taylor would
hate.
have to back off.
I hate it. I hate that for Alandrea. Nick has just been playing in the varsity levels. He's a JV player. He's been swimming in the varsity pond for too long. He needs to drop down to his level. Alandrea is out of his league. All these girls are probably out of his league. I'm very mad at Nick right now. And maybe he will grow on me. So here's the thing with Nick. I like dumb Nick. Dumb Nick is funny when he goes mama, mamacita. Mom, a mom of what? Of like what? Like
He's
he's
so dumb.
when he doesn't use his brain, it makes me laugh, and I can appreciate that about him. But then every now and then, like once an episode, he tries to like assert some level of like dominance or control. And first of all, he votes Huda out, which I'm fine with. Like, you don't like Huda, you don't like Huda. Votes Huda out, and then proceeds to have a conversation with Huda and like make up and be like, listen, like it's not personal, like this is what I'm coming from, all that. And they make up. And then immediately he starts making fun of her behind her back. Immediately. He's laughing like, oh, she's here. Everyone, oh, like what kind of music you listen to? R&B? Ha ha ha. Dude, she's like right there. It's crazy. Like he's such a snake. He wants everyone to like him. He knows Huda's on the out and no one likes Huda. So he's like, I'm gonna pick on the little guy. I'm gonna pick on Huda because that's what everyone else is doing. And he's so two-faced. He would never do it to Huda's face. And then he's really bothering me. He really is.
That's crazy. I didn't know you were that jealous, Nick. That's actually insane.
Jealous of Nick for
That's
what?
I didn't think you were
For
that.
being a two-faced
I
bitch
didn't think you were
to
that
Huda?
jealous of Nick. To be honest, I just didn't see it. I
Jealous
I
of
thought you'd
Huda.
like Nick.
I like Nick when he's dumb and funny, but he's being fake. He's being fake, Nick. I don't like fake.
I don't think he's being fake. I think he's actually just so dumb that sometimes being Two Face is just another version of his dumbness.
No, he knows what he's doing.
And to be fair, there's a little character development. We're getting a little character development. He's growing some emotional intelligence. I don't
Oh,
know what
and
Sierra's talking to him about, what they're cuddling about.
no, but then again, we're gonna get to Jeremiah and Huda and all that, but he
Hurricane
then
Huda. That's the finale.
yeah, he then tells Jeremiah after voting Huda out and telling Jeremiah, like, you gotta like drop her, like, this is too much for you. And then the next morning it's like, Jeremiah, honestly, I lost like a lot of respect for you the way you handled things last night.
That was kind of
Like,
crazy.
what are
That
we
was kind of
doing,
crazy.
dude? Pick a
That
side.
was crazy.
He's trying so hard to like be he's trying to be ace. He's trying to be ace, to be honest. That's it. That's what's happening.
I like. I don't really necessarily agree with that.
Okay.
I think he's just being him, and we're just seeing more to him. And I also think he's a little bit like fed up of. We're getting to the point where they're in their 2 weeks, and every day in there gotta feel like a, a lot of days, right? Just being secluded from the outside world, everything like that. I think we're at the point where they're starting to go a little crazy and like flip the switch of like this was really really fun, but now it's getting like just different. We're like kind of in a different like mental state. Because I think once you're in there for a while, you get a little cuckoo. And
I
so I think we might be seeing some of his cuckoo-ness. You've been seeing some of his stress zits pop up. He's got like there was a rumor that one of them had herpes because everybody has bumps on their lips now.
I
But I I think he's a little stressed out.
I think the confidence and ego boost that came with Belle Dasha and Sierra fighting over him has gone to his head. He's now like, I run this place.
Nah.
I mean,
I don't think it's that.
I mean, he has the balls to stand up to Jeremiah and be like, dude, I lost respect for you last night over.
It's keeping him in check. It's better than the girls that are
But
just
he's
enabling Huda's behavior,
they're
right?
they're trying to protect her from like losing her shit. Not well, but they're trying.
I wouldn't say that. I think they're just being extremely enabling. But before we get to Hurricane Huda,
That's my Nick rant. Nick and Sierra, Sierra's just waiting for something better. Like
yeah,
we
Sierra's waiting
know.
for something better. Nick's waiting for Taylor to lose it with Alandrea. He's gonna swoop into Alandrea. I'm calling everybody on Twitter. There's one day where they do a challenge where they see like tweets or they see like audience reactions and stuff like that, or like stuff online.
What if we make
They're gonna they're that I thought about that. That'd be sick.
Oh.
A little tweet from the BachMakers.
Oh, if it's Charlotte's tweet though, oh no.
Oh, she won't shut up about that. That'd be awful.
Oh no.
Oh god. But they do that. They're definitely. I think that's the day where they're going to show something about Nick and Alandrea.
Yeah.
If not, there's movie night. Do you know about movie night?
I've heard rumblings about movie night. Yeah.
That's going to be crazy, and there's no way Huda's can be gone before movie night. They need her around for that.
Yeah.
Nick will probably also get exposed on movie night. Now you're thinking like his two-facedness or
Yes.
some of the comments he says.
Yeah.
He'll get exposed. But everybody gets exposed movie night. Nick and Sierra, blah blah. Yeah, I mean, they seem all right. No too big of problems. Shelly and Ace and Austin, real quick. / I guess maybe Amaya,
Yeah.
but Shelly and Ace. Austin's kind of just there for the vibes at this point. I feel like he's just there for the free trip to Fiji and the free food. He's not. He didn't really try with Shelly the past couple of days, and he's not really trying that much with Amaya. He talked to her, but he's kind of just there. I think he knows he's gonna be gone somewhat soon. When he in his Charlie's exit interview, he kind of was like, Charlie, like, man, sad to see you go. I'll probably see you soon, man. And I just feel like he kind of knows he's gone at some point soon.
I think he just knew that Shelly and him weren't long term, and so did Shelly. And so they're like, there's nothing wrong with you or me. And Austin liked Shelly, but he knew this doesn't end with us. This ends with Shelly and Ace, and we finally got there. But
so he's kind of on interesting spot.
Yeah, so he's kind of out. He's like, I spent all this time for Shelly, maybe too much, but also like, I don't blame him for trying because it's Shelly.
Yeah,
she's beautiful. Yeah. But then you see enough of Ace and Shelly, you're like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, I mean, it's time that triangle got wrapped up. Like that was dragging out way too long. Shelly and Ace, they look like fine, but like Shelly is also 27, 28. Ace is 22. And Shelly is clearly, like you said, top tier, just out of Ace's league. And Ace is kind of just some young, maybe somewhat immature guy that is still like giving player vibes. So is this going to work? I know my prediction after night one was that they're gonna win. I said that, and I guess I'm standing by that they're gonna win because I haven't seen anything that prove otherwise. But I don't know.
I need Ace to get his world rocked a little bit. He's been way too comfortable. He has
Yeah,
not faced any adversity. The only adversity is he didn't like Amaya. And I need him
yeah.
I need him to be shocked. He has not once throughout this entire process been like, or not shocked, but like,
There needs to be a bombshell for Shelly that
yes,
gets him shaking in
yes,
his boots.
yes. I need him to feel
Yes.
nervous. He has not felt nervous this entire season so far. He's been in control and playing this long game with Shelly, this cat and mouse of I'm not gonna pick her here, and then eventually we pick each other. Like he's getting everything he wants. I need something to not go his way, like soon, because
Yeah.
again, similar to Nick, where good things start happening to you, he's like, all right, I'm a little heat check, and he just keeps heat checking, and it keeps working for Ace. And Ace is getting his way with the Huda Jeremiah thing. He's getting his way. He's been anti them since day one because I think he wants to hook up with Huda, maybe Jeremiah. Who knows? He does.
No,
He does.
I do not. Well, he did the night two challenge. He did kiss Huda, but he also kissed like fucking everybody that challenge, and
Okay.
everybody kissed everybody, and that's gonna be something on movie night. That's gonna be tea.
Yeah. Ace gets his way, and I need something to not go his way soon. That's kind of where I'm at with him.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's pretty much all on that couple. But let's get into the finale. Let's
Let's do it.
Hurricane Huda is what we're titling it. That's what it was self-proclaimed by everybody in the villa. Said it the last three episodes. I I guess the first thing this week that kind of started the Hurricane Huda was during the challenge. Jeremiah kind of kissed Alandrea, and the door magically opened. They've got a remote control that opened that door for him, right?
It was just like a
And
piece of paper door. Like it was just flinging open every single second.
that too.
Yeah.
Huda couldn't help but watch, and obviously didn't
Well,
love
no.
it.
The first thing is Iris shows up and makes out with Jeremiah.
Oh shit! Duh.
And he's like, but
And
she's like, bitch, you better stop.
Bitch, you better stop. Even though she just made out with two dudes,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mhm.
wild. Yeah. So Iris comes and obviously wants to talk to Jeremiah, and rightfully so with Iris. I feel like we haven't talked about Iris at all. She'll
Yeah.
get more love probably next week. But Sunday, obviously, the voting happens. That gets broken up, and she's baffled. She's just baffled. Not everybody's baffled though. Ace straight up laughed.
Ace laughing.
When Jeremiah said that.
Ace had
Everybody's kind of smiling too. Like Nick kind of gave a little smirk.
Yeah.
Austin was kind of like, what? Like, what?
Ace had two incredible moments during that laugh, and then his side eye when Amaya
Oh, yeah,
was
though.
losing it was so good. That's where Ace just gets me because he's so entertaining. But
Yeah.
no, the hurricane lasted for a few days. I mean, there's so many levels to this because I see
Constant.
from Huda's again the way Huda has reacted with Jeremiah and like Iris. That's you can't do that. You can't act
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But also like finding out that they all voted for Iris and Jeremiah, you have no other context besides that one piece of information. So I can't imagine where your brain goes. So like I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm giving her a little bit benefit of the doubt in the sense where like I don't know how I would respond to a situation like that where I think I am happy in this relationship and America's like no. So like she could think America's warning America's letting me know like hey, Jeremiah's talking shit about me in the confessionals like I
And
have to protect myself.
And that's what all the girls told her. All
Yeah.
the girls were enabling that like victim behavior.
But they
That's
don't know better
That's what
either.
it was.
They don't know better either.
Do they? Do they though? Do they though?
They only
Because I think the toxic, which to be fair, I think it's toxic on both ends. I think Jeremiah has been toxic and Huda has been toxic
Mhm.
as hell. Like they've both been toxic from the jump. they got a little too close, a little too quick. And then obviously, I mean, when did the morning of them having sex happen? When that
I
happened
don't know.
this past week, but
Yeah.
one of the days, I think it was the day before the whole split happened.
Yeah.
That adds a different level of fuel to the fire because especially they're the only couple that have done that. It's just I don't know. I'm just so confused. Huda was mad that Jeremiah didn't console her after she almost got sent home. I
Yeah.
was a second away from getting sent home, and you didn't console me. Jeremiah wasn't shocked. It was very clear that Jeremiah just was like, "I'm checking. Like, I don't know what to think or do right now."
So
Which he should have. He should have.
I felt a little confused the last 2 days when Huda. So Huda has the moment where she's like on the staircase, and then she like puts the ear to the wall to listen to the
Oh,
conversation, and then that's when like you have full crash out, and
yeah,
she's like,
that
"Go
was the peak.
explore. You're a bitch. This, and this."
Yeah.
In that moment, what did Jeremiah do? And maybe this is me being dumb and I didn't catch it. I could not comprehend what she was mad about. What did he say that got her so mad? Like the last 2 nights, what is she mad about? Is she still mad just about the consoling thing?
Well, she kept bringing up the consoling thing. I think that was one of the main things. He did, which I don't know, because when she was sitting on the stairs, could she really hear? Because that seemed to be a big distance.
Yeah.
I don't know if she could hear it then or hear when she was just like kind of creeping up, doing the little,
Yeah.
you know, classic thing. But I remember Jeremiah said something about like, I wish she kind of just left the villa that night or like, yesterday. Um, and then he said some other things. At this point, Nick was kind of defending her, like, yo, like, you're kind of saying some crazy things right now. Um, and then, but then she walked by and obviously called him a bitch. You're a loser. You're everything. She was just spitballing. That was the eye of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then she went up and told the girls, she was like, he's trying to use Iris as a scapegoat to stay in the game. That was just
Out of
like
nowhere.
that was a huge fabricated lie that she is acting purely out of emotion at that point. But that's when I was just like, you need
You
help.
gotta go.
You need crazy. She like you. The thing is, I know they're not gonna let her go because she makes for good TV. This crashing out, it's gonna be a different level now that they're kind of broken up. But there's no way she's leaving before Casa. There's no way she's leaving before movie night.
Yeah.
She's gonna be there to the end. She's not gonna win this thing. There's not a path for her to win this thing. But she'll stick around.
I can't wait to clip the very first episode that we recorded from this, where I was like, I spent 10 minutes. I'm like, I love Huda. I would go to war for Huda. I still have the clip like on my Instagram. It was like, I would go to war for Huda. I love Huda. This is what
It's
much. I'm worried. I want to protect her. I'm already getting protective over her. She's my 1-1 out of this entire cast. And I'm feeling protected.
at age like milk, dude.
to
Oh,
be
my-
fair, it could have been worse if you said that about Yelissa. So
you're right. Good point.
there's always worse.
Yeah, I just like I
Um,
was struggling to figure out what Jeremiah, because honestly, like 90% of it, I think Jeremiah handled well, and most of it's just his temperament. He's very like calm and level-headed through it all. A little bit passive aggressive at times, but
yeah,
like honestly, rightfully so, because like she is calling him some crazy stuff.
yeah,
And then I was trying to figure out what he did wrong, like throughout this, because then even today he goes to her and was like, "Listen, I've had some time. I reflected
yeah,
on it. I think I figured out what it is. And like, we need to take a step back and focus on being friends first and then build that relationship from there." Cause he's like, I want to do this right. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm not going to tell you to like I'm not going to tell you how to make me like you." And
yeah.
he's like, "I'm not trying to make you like me." And she took that as like, "You don't care." And I think he meant it as, I don't want this to be like a checklist
Like
thing. Like
let's slow things down first. Like
yeah,
let's slow things down first. Go back being friends. Like we started off really hot. Let's just kind of like take it easy, be as
yeah.
friends. And she was just like, no,
Because like
like
where
we
he's
were.
from, Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, where she's coming from is like, oh, we just had sex. Like we already, so if it's like, why are you taking a step back now? Like, you hate me.
And he's saying, if I have to make you like me, you don't like me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, which to be
I
fair,
think there's a point to that.
I think he was kind of realizing that they were in a toxic relationship. That was kind of like, which crazy that it took him that long. Like Hurricane Huda, the whole thing the day before didn't solidify that for him, but I think that conversation happened today solidified. This is toxic.
Mhm.
Like, I need to. That's when he realized the next chance I have, I'm gonna go with Iris or the other option, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't know. Like, Huda took. She still just always plays like the victim. Like, I don't think she'll ever like own up truly to her mistakes and like stand on business about that. Which Jeremiah has stuff to own up to too.
Mhm.
But like, I don't know. It was just. I'm glad it's over for now. Do I think they're gonna get back together at some point? Honestly, yeah, I do. Which is awful to think about, but I think they're gonna get back together. Do you think they're gonna get back together?
No, I don't, honestly. Just for the sake, like the villa won't let them.
That
Honestly.
That's true. I know, but the girls are a bunch of enablers. If she's like, I want to get back together with them, they're gonna be like, go do you, girl. Go do you. I'm in here to support you.
What's gonna happen is bombshells are gonna come in. Huda's gonna use a bombshell as an attempt to make Jeremiah jealous. That'll be a narrative for a couple days, and they'll have a conversation. I don't know. I just don't see it ever rekindling in any way.
I guess we'll see. I guess a couple more things on the Huda thing. She was like, you laid in bed with her. That there was literally nowhere else to stay. Taylor was still on the couch. Ace was still in
Ace
Soul
is
Ties, and
Soul
she
Ties.
was so mad that he laid in bed with her. And then tonight, she was mad that he pulled out her chair, Iris's chair, and sat down. She left and cried about that. I
Yeah.
was just like, you need to calm down a little bit. You need to calm down a little bit. Another thing, the Hurricane Huda on Monday, when she wanted to pull Iris, and Pepe and Jalen were up there, they were genuinely concerned. Like, should we like stay around? Like, this could get bad. Like,
yeah.
if you're that concerned about something like that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a big issue. At some point, the producers, if this, I don't know, if this continues, this level of crashing out, this level of like chaos and psychoticness, at some point you gotta pull her and just be like, hey, don't stay off social media too, because this hate is forced. The Huda hate, at the end of the day, she is a person, and relax on social media. She's gonna come back. Oh my, I feel so bad for her already, of just when she's gonna come back and deal with all of the.
I want to say one thing on that front. The videos where people go on TikTok and kind of grandstand, and maybe honestly I might be guilty of this as well, but when you like make these videos where it's like, you just have to remember, like, there's still people, and like you're watching an edited TV show. I'm at the point where if someone is watching that and doesn't realize that, and that video, that TikTok video is the thing that clicks in their brain, to like, oh, you're right, they are real people, you need to seek help. Like, you have bigger issues. If a TikTok video of some dude or some two dudes with a podcast are being the ones to tell you, like, hey, by the way, this reality TV thing you're watching, it's edited, it's an entertainment thing, these are actual real people, so like maybe don't be like total scumbags. If you need that to like click or flip a switch in your brain, you have bigger issues. Like, you have something else that you need to work through personally. So like, I guess there's a place for those videos and like that type of like dialogue, but I don't know, it bothers me because I think about, who is this for? Like, I see those videos, I'm like, yes, I agree. This is it, I just like, you're making yourself feel better by saying that. But it
That's
also like,
true. I mean, you're definitely guilty of those
I'm
videos
guilty of it too,
multiple
and it's
times.
I know I've gone back and forth where it's like I don't.
No, I get it because the people that it's for are the actual adults that are doing it, and I guess some part of the kids because I feel like there are a lot of kids that watch the show, like high schoolers that are just tr- truly just too mature and just are gonna hate and they're gonna be Twitter fingers and like do all that and leave hate comments. But there's also the segment of adults that do that
Yeah,
that will still just continue doing that because they're just awful people.
yeah, it's almost like
And it's just like you can't help, and they're not going to listen to you. They're just gonna be like, if anything, they're just gonna leave hate comments on the video of you talking about like how you shouldn't do that. Like,
yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like don't you tell your kids all the time, "Oh, like don't play in traffic, don't play in traffic, and like they're like 14 and still telling them, hey, by the way, don't play in traffic today. It's like you're old enough to know that just inherently like that should be a true statement.
you would think,
But
but there's
who
crazy people.
knows? Who knows? All right.
Yeah, I guess Iris for a quick second. She's absolutely stunning.
Stunning.
I hope she gets a lot more screen time. I hope she finds love in this villa.
Jeremiah and
Um,
Iris are the hottest couple possible on the beach right now. Though, like
yeah, but
Jeremiah,
she's not
objectively
his
the
type.
hottest guy.
She's not his type. So
We'll see. We'll see.
they're gonna bring in some. So let's predictions for who they're gonna bring in bombshells for, because they kind of bring in bombshells for specific
Mhm.
people. I'm thinking Huda for
Huda's
sure.
gonna
I mean,
get
she's the only single person right now,
Yep.
technically. I
Well,
think Jeremiah's gonna get a bomb. Actually, they might hold off on
they'll
Jeremiah's
hold off.
bombshell.
They're gonna let Iris and Jeremiah see
Yeah,
what
see
happens there.
something. So yeah, Huda's gonna get a
I think you could
bombshell.
get two guys. I think
Sierra could get a
Sierra.
bombshell.
You could get two of the best guys here, Sierra and Huda.
If there is a girl bombshell, no, Shelly. Shelly still needs a bombshell. She's been waiting. Slash Alandrea. They just need to get guys. They need guys. There no more girl bombshells for a second.
Ah,
If any, wait until Pepe and Hannah maybe further the relationship. Or I mean, they're still gonna probably if they could bring in two guy bombshells, they'll probably still maybe bring in a girl. But I don't
Taylor
know.
could.
Yeah, true, but
I mean,
I
they
don't
just
know.
tested them a little bit, but who knows?
Bring in some dudes. We're saying more meat the better.
More meat.
Make this a sausage party.
I just want I want to see Huda get a bombshell. I want to see how she behaves in a different relationship or a
And
different.
Syria, I want to test that too. See how
Yeah.
Nick kind of reacts to that, and how Sierra does too. Because I feel like
You know how Nick's gonna crash out like a little baby.
it'd be like, Baldasha, where you at?
Yo, this shit is crazy, dude. Like,
Him in Casa, he's folding. He's folding in Casa.
Yeah.
He's folding. Ace is folding. Everybody's actually they all might fold. You know what? Austin, get a girl bombshell for Austin.
yes, I like that. I'm in on that. All right. Anything else?
I guess Amaya could use bombshell. Okay, they
No.
just
Just we'll see.
Just
Bring in
see what
bombshells. Bring in bombshells.
I was gonna say who's playing the best game right now. They all suck. Oh, I was gonna do an over under, a little
Okay.
betting gambling prop for Huda just
Ooh.
being in the villa.
How many
Do you
episodes?
think? I was
Or-
just like time frame, like July 7th, July 5th, July 6th. That's a Sunday, right?
Today's June 17th.
Yeah. So that's
Under.
3 more weeks.
Under.
You think
I don't
she's
think
gone
she- I
before
don't think she
July
makes-
6th?
Yes, I don't think she
You don't
makes
think
it
she makes
to the
July?
4th. I don't think she makes the 4th.
You think she makes it to July 1?
Maybe.
Week and
That wasn't the
half?
line. I'm not picking a
Okay.
specific date.
Well, you get better odds if you pick a specific time frame.
I don't trust that. I don't know when they're going to do the recouplings and stuff. So I'll say under July 4th.
Okay.
I'll take the under.
Well,
All right.
yeah.
Well, everyone, thanks for watching. This was our week 2 recap of Love Island. Thanks for supporting the channel. The Love Island stuff has been doing well. We appreciate that a ton. If you're new here, subscribe. We're doing recaps for all of this. We have Bachelor in Paradise, which we haven't even talked about, is sneaky 3
I'm
weeks away.
scared. I'm scared. If Love Island is still doing numbies during that time, people could just
I
absolutely forget about Paradise.
I have thoughts on this dynamic. I think, and I won't go into it right now. I think I'm gonna make a TikTok video about it. I think you need both.
It's
I think
ballsy.
well, no, I think you not at the same time, but I just think narratively in the grand scheme of reality TV, it is important to have the network side of things, the Bachelor to like the goody two shoes preppy Bachelor, where it's like has to be somewhat family friendly, and then you have the raunchy Love Island. You can't just have one or the other. I think having both creates a balance that you need. But I'll talk about that in video.
Yeah.
That's a bigger conversation. Anyways, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your thoughts on this week, and we'll see you next time. And Austin Dating Show soon, fun updates. We'll see.